Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Treasurer. Will the Treasurer update the House on the government's efforts to arrest the debt, increase wages for hard-working Australians and protect our AAA credit rating? How will the passage of the Australian Building and Construction Commission Bill assist in this endeavour?
The Treasurer has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Dunkley for his question and his keen interest in ensuring that Australians can be supported by a government that has a national economic plan that is driving increases in job numbers, Mr Speaker, increases in economic growth and, in fact, leading the advanced world when it comes to economic growth, Mr Speaker, and we will continue to do that with the policies and commitments that we outline in the budget this year and continue to pass through the parliament, Mr Speaker. But in particular, in addition to ensuring that we ensure the government lives within its means, you need to drive policies that improve productivity. And we have heard in this place about the lawlessness and the thuggery and the militant trade unions that today have had a very bad day because the Australian Building and Construction Commission Bill has been passed in the other place, Mr Speaker, which will ensure that the rule of law will return to our building and construction sites. And this is an important productivity improvement. This is something that is good news for the million Australians who work in the Australian construction industry. It is why our enterprise tax plan is designed to particularly support small businesses so they can give Australians working in those businesses more hours, more opportunities to earn more to ensure that they can support their own standards of living. That's why we have taken into this place the enterprise tax plan, which is also opposed by those opposite. In addition to that, Mr Speaker, by getting the budget under control, by ensuring that we get expenditure under control, and that we have had over $20 billion already of measures, Mr Speaker, half of those on expenditure measures, Mr Speaker, passed through the parliament, means we are getting on with the job. We also have to protect the integrity of the tax base, and it was about this time last year when those opposite voted against tax integrity measures which would ensure that multinationals paid their fair share of tax. That anniversary comes up on the 2nd of December when those opposite voted against multinationals paying their fair share of tax, and in this parliament in this week they're standing up for the rights of foreign workers with the Federated Union of Foreign Workers Representatives who sits opposite, Mr Speaker. Those opposite wanted to protect multinationals for paying their fair share of tax, and now they want foreign workers to pay a lower rate of tax than Australian workers do, Mr Speaker, because an Australian today, on an average employee's wage, pays an average rate of tax of 23.8%. Under their policy, a backpacker, a foreign worker coming to this country will pay an average rate of tax of 10.5%. So they want Australians to pay twice the rate of tax of a backpacker to pay for their foreign workers' tax cut, Mr Speaker. That's not how you run a strong economy for Australian workers.